Tony, tell us a little about yourself.
My name's Tony Johnson. I'm an associate with the Sisters of Mercy of Americas, and I'm a choreographer in Durham. And I spent a lot of time on the streets of DC, several years, where I got to know the people, the homeless community on the street. And I took a year off of discernment and ended up in the Disciple Year program, which is a program for people that are interested in living out the call to ministry.
Tell us a little about how long you've been involved in Immaculate Conception.
Over 15 years. And I'm a part of the men's Bible study on Wednesdays, which is great for me. And going to the mosque, and which is the great one now, is in the parking lot, parking deck, which is nice and cold. And
Tony, tell me a little bit about My Neighbor Ministry in Durham, and what are some of the specific things you guys do?
I think My Neighbors in Ministry Durham is an expansion from Washington, D.C., and meeting the needs of our community here is by, first of all, building true and authentic relationships and finding out what their needs are here, and serving food and breakfast, making breakfast, as well as lunch bags. And we hand them out to each week we hand out evenly over 40 bags. Usually most of them, we also, with the community outreach, we touch people that are on the streets as well.
And tell me exactly what's in the lunch bags, and you have a breakfast ministry too. What kinds of things can people donate to My Neighbor Ministry?
I think a lot of things, the things that we have especially a need for, it's like we make sausage biscuits. That was due after the virus happened, and we could not prepare hot meals in the dining area. So we have these sausage biscuits, which people donate pre-sausages and biscuits for us to cook, and we put those in a bag for breakfast. And our lunch bag consists of granola bars and potato chips and nuts, as well as we get fruit donated to us, and some and things like that, and peanut butter and jelly sandwiches, which are a part of that lunch bag.
And tell me a little bit about the breakfast program and lunch bag. Who comes to those things? What are the people like?
The people that come to this are usually people on the 9th Street area, which I focus on, and then then on the street, out in the community. And a lot of them, I'll be honest, are men between the age of 18 to, say, 70, and a lot of young men especially. And we have very few women, which is a question that's kind of, I'm discerning about where are the women in this community and the services for them.
Tell me a little about Ronnie.
Ronnie was a guy that every morning when I come in to open up the church, he was sleeping out there on the picnic table.
And when you say the church, tell us, is St. Joseph's
St. Joseph's
behind Whole Foods there?
Yeah, that's
small
St.
church?
Joseph's, yes.
Yeah, that's where you've been doing the ministry mostly on Friday mornings, is it?
Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, and then we just started our lunch bag on Saturdays. And so
Ronnie was coming a lot?
Yeah, Ronnie was coming, but the thing is that he would sleep on the picnic table in front of St. Joe's, and every morning I would always go over and check on him and see how he's doing.
Yeah.
And then he shared with me he had some bruises on his legs, and I asked him what was that about, and he said he had seizures, and he would fall, and he says later on I talked to him more, and he lost his memory. He had a very short memory, and we found him one day in the alleyway here, had overdosed, and so we took him into the hospital, and now he's out. And he hangs out at this wonderful coffee shop where he's gotten a job now, and he's doing very well, and also a place to live.
What an amazing relationship, Tony, and so impressive that the kind of people you meet and the way you accompany them and the way you interact with them gives them that sense of dignity and how you're able to accompany them throughout their lives. So what specifically can we give to you right now to help the ministry?
I think one of the things is
gloves, you were saying?
The gloves, right now, since it's winter time, I think that's one of the things I learned about being in the streets, is learning about the needs of our communities. It's like, I gave out over 500 pair of gloves in 1 week in DC, and so gloves are very important. Also, there's like caps, hats, and stuff.
So hats, gloves. Is blankets useful too?
And blankets are useful too. I think that's a really important part of it as well. I think one of the things, to be honest, is being careful about the blankets. Those wool blankets, I found out that a lot of people suffocate in those.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And so these other type of blankets are good. And also those hand warmers.
Oh, the hand warmers, like the ski hand warmers?
Yeah, those are really important. A lot of them need those as well.
And then what kind of food items? So you mentioned for the lunch bags, is there like toiletry bags too that are helpful?
We have toiletry bags are great. We call them hygiene bags.
Hygiene bags, excuse me, yeah.
Yeah, we're planning to do that. Actually, there's a lady also who we were donated from Open Table, like boxes.
She's helping with that. Okay.
Boxes of socks, and one of them, a lady that brings us from the parish, bring peanut butter jelly sandwiches to every Friday.
Yeah.
And so she's beginning to work with some women, and she took some socks so they could stuff those socks with hygiene bags in them.
Wow,
as
that's
well.
great.
So yeah. And
Well, Tony, thank you so much for Mighty Ever Ministry, and you're inviting us to the parish and the school to join you in accompanying and seeing all people that we see on the streets as our neighbors. And thank you for helping build this ministry. We're so grateful.
Thank you.